better to tell the truth.
And that's no lie.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
We got one!
Just standing up for my rights as a consumer.
What is it, son?
I don't know, sir. But it looks like a giant
Dick!
Yeah.
Take a look out of starboard.
Oh my God, it looks like a huge...
Pecker!
Oh, where?
Wait, that's not a woodpecker. It looks like someone's...
Privates! We have reports of an unidentified flying object! It is a long, smooth shaft!
Greetings, Joe fans. Joe Ira here. This week, we have something that a lot of people have been waiting on, especially people like me who wasn't really in the line. I was really young when the OG 13 initially launched, so I kind of caught up later. I had a breaker, but that was really it from the OG 13 line. And as you grow up and now you start to look back historically, you're like, man, I want more of that OG 13. And the more you read the comic books and the more you look at some of the early Sunbow stuff, you want some of that original line that you may have missed out on. And one of the original green shirts was a rich kid who graduated first in his class at West Point, Colonel Clayton Abernathy, also known as Hawk. And this one, it really has me torn. It is fantastic to horse around with, play with, but there are so many little things that I don't like that I am really on the fence with it. It is absolutely a blast to play with, but there's enough there where I don't think it is going to be a top tier review. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's look at Hawk himself. He's got his flip down visor. So you got the visor look. He is also the original blonde crew cut look. Very cool. Um, Going to try and adjust the light here a little bit. Um, Very cool, very green shirty, which I like. I am a big fan of G.I. Joe as an army, quote unquote, army guy line. What I'm not crazy about is the vest. I did see Tony's Figs dropped the plate carrier look in favor of the Falcon harness look, which I think looks a lot better. Um, he does come with a multitude of rifles. So you see I equipped him with the Stalker rifle. He's got the laser rifle on the back, which another thing that uh, I'm not crazy about in the line is some of the gummy backpacks, the peg. It either doesn't sit right, comes out. This one kind of has the same issues, but not much you can do with the material that you're given. So, again, something that I'm always watching out for. Um, Another item that I'm not crazy about is that thing dangling in front of his face. It's the same thing as Budo in my mind. Why do we need that? We don't, but they included it anyway, so we're just going to deal with it. He has his pistol on his plate carrier. He's got some little admin pouches throughout. He's got his hawk belt buckle. Let me move this a little bit so you can see it better. He's got his Hawk belt buckle, the big H there. Um, Again, really great figure. A couple of things that bother me, but they're things that bother me with just about every figure. Let me talk about his plate carrier. On the front of the plate carrier, you have his entire name, Abernathy Clayton M. Why? It should just be C. Abernathy in my mind. So that's a little bit wonky, but I got my OG 13 Hawk. I am, I believe, 3 or 4 characters away, as are most Joe fans, from getting the entirety of the OG 13. So that's what I think about Hawk. I think he's a good figure with some minor complaints. He's got good articulation, nothing is terribly loose, and he's exactly what I wanted for the most part in this figure. So looking forward to it. Got him. He's what I wanted. Now let's get into the rest of this. So you've got anybody who had the HMS, the Cobra HMS, is going to be familiar with this. It's a what would be known as a repaint. I believe the initial repaint was Joe to Cobra. The missile launcher is exactly that, a missile launcher. It's a lot of fun. I like it because it's now being towed behind my Vamp, which my Vamp, I took off the machine guns and I got a 3D printed OG cannon, so it looks really sharp. So moving right along, one of the things that does bother me a little bit, and I'm going to start putting pictures at the end of reviews of the things that I'm calling out. So if you hear something, wait till the end of the review and you'll see some pictures of these specific things. So you've got a detailed control panel. So that's pretty cool. On the control panel, or right directly underneath it, you have the wherever there's trouble, G.I. Joe is there. Thought that was pretty neat. Now, here is one thing that bothers me a little bit. I get that we're tactical now and everything's black and OD. One thing that I loved about the old G.I. Joe line was the fact that you got little red, white, and blue flags. And in my mind's eye, I can see it clear as day. I really just wish that they continued with the red, white, and blue flags. Obviously, they have red, white, and blue because look, here is on the front here a red, white, and blue detail. So they could do red, white, and blue flags if they really wanted to. Now, on the front where the hitch is, you've got your hydraulics, little detail there. I think I'm going to add some washes to this just to make things pop a little bit. Maybe do a little bit of rust here and there as well. The wheels are very squishy, but they are not flat. There's no flat spot. I did see 1 or 2 reviews where people had flat spots on their tires here, and I do not, fortunately, have that issue. These legs pop up and articulate for towing. All is well there. So now I want to talk about the flame effects. It's been talked about ad nauseum, but it bears repeating. Flame first, condensation and smoke second. This is opposite. I don't like it. I think that's crazy that you pay for something like this and we still have these issues. Now, another thing that I did do was you're going to see a picture at the end where I used a Dragonfly um, rocket trail. It was not easy to do because it doesn't fit on here perfectly, but I put a little paper towel in the around where it plugs into the back of the rocket, and that kept it taut. And then I kind of leveraged it against the back of the vamp in order to get it to look like it. You standing 3 feet away, you would never know. When you get up closer, you're like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. So, like I said, I've tried to do this review for almost a week now, but every time I take this thing out, I start horsing around with it, posing guys around it. Um, the last time I sat down to do this review, I got some Monster energy drinks that are in 112 scale, and that ruined my day because it became Monster Day at the rocket launch site. So, what I will say is that this set is probably an 8 out of a 10. Very fun, very cool. It's the figure that I wanted and needed, but it is not almost perfect and it is not perfect. So we're going to go with an 8 out of 10 on the Hawk MMS review. If you have any questions, comments, put them below, and I can always add on if you feel like you wanted to see something in the review that I didn't get to. I can always make a callback. So stay tuned, and I have more reviews coming up next week. We'll see you soon.